There is no one with more passion and enthusiasm for Stockton University than our president. Let's thank him again for that wonderful start to our semester. Okay, please continue to make yourself comfortable, get some more food, and have a seat. Now I get to talk a little bit. And so my spouse did the same thing, said just be yourself. And if I were to be myself, I'd be sitting in the corner reading a book. So I can't do that. So I'm out here. First of all, I just want to welcome you. That's me welcoming you back. So welcome back to everyone who's coming back, and welcome especially to all of our new faculty. Welcome back, Janice Joseph, from your travels in Croatia and South Africa. Big shout out for Janice. Welcome back to Tate Shirenje and Patrick Hasse from your sustainable activity in Zimbabwe. And welcome back from your adventures in Greece, Kristen Jacobson. Kristen is the first faculty member to participate in exchange with Aristotle University. It is wonderful for me to see you all. So much excitement in the air. This is me being excited. I hope that you are at least as excited as I am. Let's get on to the agenda then. Okay, when I came here this summer, one of the first things we did was to have a retreat in academic affairs. And the theme of my retreat was the getting to know you, because I'm new to the campus, you're all new to me, and we want to get to know each other. And so these were the themes of our retreat. And I'm very pleased that our president followed those themes in his talk today, so I can pick up on it. First of all, a reflection on who we are. Who are we at Stockton, and what do we value? What are our challenges? All institutions have challenges. What are our particular ones? And where are we going? We're going to Atlantic City. That's one place we're going. What are our most critical next steps? Those were the themes of our retreat, and we're going to kind of go through them again in my short presentation this morning. So who are we? What I did at the retreat was I had a group that was about half this size, so a little bit more comfortable for me, in tables of 8, and we did a little exercise where we said, everyone take 1 minute and think of one word that you think of when you ask yourself the questions, who are we at Stockton University? And then we had a 2-minute exercise where all of the people at the table put their words together to create a sentence, and we came up with a series of sentences. After that, we did what's called a Wordle. Who knows what a Wordle is? Many people do. Okay? That's where you take those words that you created, those sentences, and you see which ones pop out. So here's the result of our Wordle. The biggest ones are the ones that came out the most. So what you can see here is that we are an engaged community that calls ourselves family. That's Stockton as educators. All of these words are fabulous words. There's a couple in there that are kind of interesting, like there's the confused word on the bottom. But I think that's a good one, because if you're not confused, you're not really working hard enough and thinking about enough different things. So this is so beautiful that we are going to make a mouse pad for all of you to have. The mouse pads are coming. We can't wait. So please stay tuned. We're going to be distributing the mouse pads later in September when they all get here. We're going to get enough for everyone to have at least one for their desk. If you haven't noticed, this is a Bitmoji. She looks like me. She was created by my children, and she dresses like me as well. I don't know if you noticed that. But I kind of put her in here because we want to keep it fun and lighthearted and really just an inspiring, good start to the new semester where we're all excited to be here. So you'll see her throughout my talk here. So here's our getting to know you plan of action that will continue. We're going to have something new, provost office hours, for discussion and refreshments with Lori. So we'll be posting them soon on our website and sending you an email telling you when they'll be. So any of the faculty or the staff want to come in and meet with Lori, you can just drop by. And these will be listening sessions, times for me to get to know you and hear what's on your mind. Also, the provost, myself, has been on a tour of spaces. So just yesterday, I visited the sites in Atlantic City. I saw Brian's new digs over there and our wonderful new sites. And so I'm going to be out and about. Very soon we'll be on the boat at the field station doing all of that kind of stuff. So I hope to see all of you where you work and get to know you in those places. So after the who are we, well, not yet, not until after the who are we. At our retreat, we did that activity about who we are. But who do our students think we are? Do they agree with who we think we are? So what I want to present for you here is some of the NESI data. So this is our 2016 NESI snapshot. So you may recall that this is the National Survey on Student Engagement. It's where the students report back to their experiences at their institution. And so what we can see over time is we can see how students are reporting what they're doing here at Stockton and what's meaningful to them. And what I want to point out to you here is that many of these things in the NESI are very much aligned with our learning, our essential learning outcomes, which we've been working on the last couple of years. And so that's a very good thing because we're very close to what everyone is thinking about in terms of what students need to learn and do. So in this particular survey, we have surveys for students as they come in freshmen, and then later as they come in as they're graduating as seniors. And what we do is we get a rating, and our rating is based upon comparison to 46 Mid-East public counterparts, including schools like Keene, Montclair, Ramapo, and Rowan. And so we'll get an upward arrow, shows that we're above that mean of those schools, and a downward arrow would show we're below. We received no down arrows. So that's a real kudos to all of us. Here you can see some of the highlights where we have the up arrows. So what I'm pointing out to you here is experiences with faculty. That's the reason I came to Stockton. We have outstanding faculty who care about being with students, and they care about those high impact practices. So we have a big plus in the student-faculty interactions and providing the supportive environment for our students. So I just wanted to shout out a couple of examples of those student-faculty interactions that we're so proud of here then that make us who we are. This is our commencement speaker. I wasn't here for the May commencement, but I've heard a lot about the outstanding commencement speaker of our student, Heather, and she worked with Joe Rubenstein. So I want to give just a shout out to Joe Rubenstein, who mentored and precepted this student. We most recently received our first ever NIH grant. And the thing about this is that it's a 3-year project to study mechanisms of neural stem cells, but it focuses on engaging students in that research. And that's what we're about here at Stockton, engaging students with the work of our faculty. So a big shout out to Nathaniel Hartman and Pete Straub as co-investigators. So again, from our NESI snapshot, these are some of the high impact practices that we measure and that are valuable to students, all of them moving up, and that's the kind of thing we want to see. So when we ask students, have you participated in service learning, we see that number going up. So shout out to Daniel Tomei on that. We have our students working a lot with peers on projects, participating in learning communities. Senior students who have quality interactions with their advisors is an exceptionally high rating. So again, that takes the efforts of all of our faculty. Here's a shout out from a student. This particular student has done an internship here in environmental science, studies how wetlands can help keep carbon from harming Earth's ozone layer. And we know more and more that it's those internship opportunities that give our students that step into their first position, their first career point. All the rest of the stuff we do helps them through the rest of their lives once they get to that point. So we're very proud of our work there. A group of Stockton students went to the Republican, Democratic, and national conventions. Very exciting thing for our students to do with the nature of the election this year. Wow, is that interesting. I can't wait to see all of the political stuff we're going to do on campus and kind of unpacking what's happening in the election. Let's shout out Lydia Martinez, class of 16. She received the National Award for Achievement in Spanish Studies. Again, these kind of awards, the achievement of our students, they come because, not only because our students are great, because our faculty are fantastic, and we get that wonderful interaction between the students and the faculty. And we're recruiting that next generation of students that are going to come to Stockton. We offer the Urban Teacher Academy to high school students. So we're getting those next ones all ready to come to Stockton and have those same names. As I pointed out, these things that we're doing are very close to the things we've identified as our essential learning outcomes. So I want to give a shout out here to the ELO program, and especially to Kara for working on this. We have our second pilot in fall 2015, which included 8 major and minor programs, including 52 faculty and students in 70 courses. This is a wonderful participation from our faculty. 82% of our faculty and professional staff who took the spring 2016 ELO survey are using these types of experiences that will contribute to ELOs in one way or another in their classes. So wonderful progress on this initiative. We also had the ELO Institute this summer, and we have several faculty fellows already selected for the coming year, Shelley Myers and Carrie Sowers. Shout out to them. Okay, so we're doing things well, but we always think we can do better, and that's what we do here at Stockton. So we're working through the Reimagining First Year experience process that started last year. We were one of only 44 institutions who received this Ask You initiative in recognition to work on the first year experiences and share our best practices with other schools. We have over 150 faculty and staff who met last spring and early summer to identify questions and priorities. Civic engagement is an important part of that, and we're happy to begin an initiative partnership with the Balliner Leader Program in the Office of Service Learning, which is going to help us to connect our students to more internship and engagement activities. So a shout out for those as well, Michelle and Danielle and the rest of the team. And this is just the beginning of the Reimagining the First Year. One of the key things about Reimagining the First Year is that we were one of the schools out of these 44 who have such excellent outcomes for our freshmen that we started to look at what does it mean to be in the first year besides being a first-year freshman. Well, you're in the first year as a transfer student, so we really are paying attention to that first year and how to make that meaningful and to have wonderful outcomes for our transfer students. So thank you for that. So that's who we are, okay? What are our challenges? We need to grow and we will. Our president said this at our retreat, and he said this a few minutes ago. We have a mission, we're called to serve as a public institution in the state, but we're not getting less and less money from them and becoming more and more tuition driven. So we need to grow and we will, and we need to do it in a smart way so that we'll continue to be strong. Here's something that came up on the NESE that isn't as positive as we'd like to see. For students who reported discussing with diverse others, it's kind of a flat number there. So we're not shining in that area. So diversity is an area also that we need to strengthen, and that's going to help us with these enrollment challenges that we have going forward. We're going to have a more and more diverse class, every single class we have. So here are some things we're going to do this year to address those challenges. We're starting a new Academic Affairs Strengthen Diversity at Stockton grant program. You're going to hear that officially in December. We're going to kind of put it in line with the other things that faculty apply for. And it's going to be geared towards strengthening diversity at Stockton. And so that can be interpreted in many, many ways. So we want to hear your ideas. How can we create partnerships with more high schools that have underrepresented minorities? How can we support the students we have here who are underrepresented minorities? How can we recruit more faculty? All of those things that can impact strengthening diversity. We're also talking about revitalizing our Emerging Scholars Fellowship Program. So we're going to think that through and perhaps make some changes to it that make it more attractive and effective. So where are we going? What did you hear about where we're going from our president? We're going to Atlantic City. That's part of it. We're going into the future, but certainly we're going to Atlantic City. And so he shared with you his vision statement, first draft vision statement of our presence in Atlantic City. And again, we worked with our AC task force on this. I haven't yet met the AC task force, so it's been challenging for me to be coming in at this chapter, trying to understand what's been happening and what's already in play and what we still need to do. So we appreciate at least being able to work with the task force a bit by email to draft a vision statement that tries to encompass what they've been talking about all along, and to put something in front of the faculty so they will have the opportunity to comment on it. So as our president said, Stockton's Atlantic City campus will serve as a vibrant and community-engaged anchor institution, contributing to intellectual, social, cultural, and economic aspirations of a diverse population, and serving as a catalyst for economic development in Atlantic City and the South Jersey region. I do love the word aspirations in that. I think that's the best word in the whole vision statement. So as I said, we're going to post this and have a survey so that you can comment specifically on the vision statement. But it's my charge as the Chief Academic Officer to kind of lead how do we express our mission in the Atlantic City. So we've drafted also a mission statement for Atlantic City. And working with it, again, with the committee and then doing some wordsmithing and moving things around to kind of make it simple and straightforward, here's what we're starting with as a draft. Stockton University embraces its call to service by expanding its presence in Atlantic City and extending its impact in southern New Jersey and beyond. We will connect opportunities in Atlantic City to our mission by reaffirming our core values of excellence in teaching and dedication to learning, commitment to interdisciplinary and innovative approaches to community engagement that respect and appreciate the full spectrum of human diversity, support of our curricular activities, our co-curricular activities, and research experience is central to our pedagogical mission. So I hope you recognize a lot of this statement. This is our mission. It's the mission we already have. And as our president said, we're going to be talking more about what is our central mission. The idea here is connecting that to the new opportunities that we have in our new sites in Atlantic City and to usher us into that next chapter. So again, we'll be posting that for you to comment on. So where are we going? Oh, sorry, what are our most critical next steps? We're going to Atlantic City. One of the steps is we're going to post the vision and the mission statement for your comment. The next steps, we're going to do a survey. So the survey is going to include that piece. So we'll post the vision and mission statements, ask you questions about it, and give you the opportunity as individuals to think about what those things say and how you see yourself as part of the Stockton community, contributing to the realization of the vision in Atlantic City. And then we will go to another level of process where we will ask units to think then in the unit that they work in Stockton, how does their unit see themselves in Atlantic City? And so we're going to frame a question kind of like this. How do you see yourselves and your program contributing to the mission in Atlantic City, past, present, and future? Okay, so realizing that we've been in Atlantic City before. We're in Atlantic City now. So it's a continuation of our mission there. It's an enhancement of our mission there. And so as a new person coming in here, I get a lot of information coming at me in all different directions. And I'm drowning most of the time, trying to sort it all out. This is a process that's going to help me to give the opportunity for everyone to raise their hand and say, here's what we're doing. Here's what we'd like to do. Here's what we'd like to do differently. Here's what we'd like to do more of. And so that way I can get it all coming in at once and we can be sure that we hear everyone's voice. So this is how we envision kind of a fall process going. We'll have some program meetings responding to this question in September, October, and then at the school level, and then academic affairs. Okay. What else do we have going on? Periodic review report timeline. This is the Middle States Commission on Higher Education. We don't have any worries really about this because we're doing fantastic things, but we have to report on that. And it's a fun thing to do because it's all good. So here's the timeline. In September, we are going to submit to you the university review of the PRR, Periodic Review Report. Is it ready yet, Michelle? He said next week. Okay. She thought it might be today, but next week. And then we will ask you for your comment on that. In December, we were going to request review of the document and endorsement by the Faculty Senate. And then in February, we will request a review and endorsement of the document by the Board of Trustees. And finally, we will submit the final document in May because I believe it's due in June. And we'd like to be early because if you're not on early, you're not on time. Right. So now we're going to do some shout-outs. So what else is there to do this year? We have to do some celebrating. School of Business is newly accredited by the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business. Our Masters of Science in Communication Disorders has its initial 5-year accreditation. from the Council of Academic Accreditation. And we're going to talk about the very specific things we're going to do coming up, some great activities we have, important dates. Constitution Day. It'll be my first Constitution Day here at Stockton. I'm very excited. Here is our speaker, and our event is September 21st at 6:30. Looking forward to see you then. Our presidential inauguration. It's not every day we get to have a presidential inauguration. So that's going to be a very exciting thing for us. We're going to have hundreds, thousands of people, right? Lots of students and everyone. I'm very excited about that. Commencement. In fall 16, in December, we will have our final commencement in kind of the old format, okay? And so then in spring, we'll have a new commencement at Boardwalk Hall, and then next year we'll have only one commencement. So it's going to be exciting. I hope you all know what you're doing, because I don't know what you did before or how you're going to do it. And I asked the other day my staff, I said, do I just show up and follow the script? They said, oh no. So my credits, the photographs and related text provided by the Office of Universal Relation, the Bitmojis created by the Fun Vermeulen Trio. Those are my children who created the Bitmoji, who looks like me. She dresses like me. And they're a little bit tired of it. My son says, if you send me one more Bitmoji, I'm not talking to you anymore. But it's kind of fun. So I want to just say take care. Have a good semester.